Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Isabel and I've got a question for you today. Are you left-handed or are you right-handed? Well, it was a trick question, sorry, because for speed puzzling it doesn't actually matter because you want to be both. Let me explain. So the other day someone mentioned the word ambidextrous to me and that led me down a bit of a rabbit hole that I definitely need to share with you. So while it is said that 90% of people are right-handed, about 10% of people are left-handed, but there are also people who can use both hands equally well, which is called ambidexterity or the handedness. So ambidextrous is a word that comes from Latin. It comes from ambi, meaning both, and then also dexter, meaning right or favorable. So ambidextrous is both right. It's kind of a racist, could be also both left, but it's right. Dexterous is right. So both right, maybe right is incorrect. So both correct and both favorable. And it is said that about 1% of people these days are naturally ambidextrous, which is about 80 million people. So if that's one of you, like if you're one of them, you might be in luck because being ambidextrous, and if you can use both hands equally well, it gives you a lot of advantages in a lot of places and a lot of things in life. One of them is sports. Like in a lot of sports, and I was surprised when I read that, a lot of sports, you have quite a bit advantage if you're ambidextrous. For example, all kinds of sports that you're throwing or hitting a ball, like baseball, cricket, tennis, badminton, all these kind of things where you can kind of bet this way and that way and surprise your opponent because you can swap and you don't know which one. Or like when you're throwing and catching and you can be more flexible in those situations. But ambidexterity is also not just for hands, it's also for legs. So if you have anything related to like skateboarding, snowboarding, figure skating, all these kind of sports where you do like amazing jumps, it's quite good if you can control your skates or board or whatever it is in both ways. Like if you can go this way and that way, like with both feet going front, like if you've ever done one of those, it feels really weird and it feels like you're going back, like you're riding back, like backwards. It's really strange. But I don't want to pretend to know much about sports because I don't. I only do running, and running is very ambidextrous, like you're using both of your legs, hopefully the same amount, because otherwise you're in so much trouble. But let's go back to my favorite sport, which is speed puzzling. So in speed puzzling, ambidexterity, like if you could use both of your hands, obviously gives you a huge advantage. Like if you're using both hands equally well, you have such a speed advantage over someone who only uses one hand. Like obviously you've got double the amount of hands, so you have the potential to be double as fast. But to do that, you would need to use your other hand. Like I'm not ambidextrous, I'm right-handed, so I'm trying to find out, can I improve my left hand and make it as good as my right hand? So I'm using it as much as I can and get the most out of speed puzzling. So let's find out how bad it is with my left hand, and you can find out with yours. The obviously fast test is grab a pen and write some notes. So we'll do that. Grab a pen and repeat after me. Whoa, that's hard. How did it go for you? I mean, you can see my right hand produces a fast and neat, nice handwriting, pretty and asterisk, like whatever. But my left hand, I had to think so much about what I was doing. I mean, it's legible, so it's not too bad, I think. I'm okay with that. But the right hand writes fluently and fast, and it's all automatic, and you don't need to think about it because I do that every day, and I've done that for so many years. But my left side, I have to stop and think about it, how the movement's going to work, and really need to concentrate. So it's far from automatic. It takes so much longer. So you can definitely see there is so much room for improvement. But I mean, enough about writing. This is a speed puzzling channel. I just remembered, I think I read it somewhere just recently, but let's move on speed puzzling. We need to have a speed puzzling test on ambidexterity. So what I thought about was, why don't I make up the same puzzle single-handedly on the right hand first and then single-handedly on the left hand first? I mean, why wouldn't I do that? Because have you ever done a puzzle with a single hand? Like just not just dominantly the right hand, but like just single-handedly right hand. It's so freaking difficult, you would not believe. I'll challenge you, try it. So that's exactly what I've done, obviously. I came up with a puzzle here, throwing and catching with my dominant hand. I took out my slightly inappropriate beer can puzzle that you might know from some of my other videos already. It's a 100-piece puzzle, it's super easy, and it's perfect for these kind of shenanigans. And before you go crazy in the comments telling me if I do the same puzzle twice after each other, you can't compare the times because then I would already know and stuff, so the second time would obviously be faster. I mean, go nuts in the comments, that would make me feel really good because it gets the engagement up. But anyway, before you go crazy on that, I can tell you I've done this puzzle so many times. I probably know by heart every single piece where it goes. So I don't think that will be a problem because it's not a new unknown puzzle to me. It's something I've done so many times. Check out my other video. I've done it more than just in that video, but yeah, let's keep moving. So right hand side 8 minutes 6 seconds and the left hand 9 minutes. That's not too bad. That's only about like 10% slower. I think it was alright, but I could definitely feel, just like with the writing, that my left hand I had to concentrate so much more and the movements were less confident because I don't often do that. Especially the grabbing of the pieces felt really hard. So there's definitely room for improvement. Although it wasn't that bad, I still think you can always be better, right? And before we move on to the training strategies and how you actually get better with your left hand or right hand or whatever it is, I know you want to see it, and here's for comparison the same puzzle with both hands. Yeah, so I found out that my ambidexterity is kind of okay but not great, so I think it could be much worse, but there's definitely room for improvement. So I had to find out how to improve it. Nationals are only 6 weeks away, or is it 7 or 5? Something like that. It's not much longer, but I definitely want to do as good as I can in the Nationals and try as hard as I can. I heard that trying hard is back in trend again, but anyway, I don't think I'm trendy, but let me know. So I did some research on how to improve the ambidexterity, or just how overall what you can do with your hands to improve the confidence and the movement of your hands and your fingers. And it was suggested in the internet, obviously. The internet is always right, not these days, but that's just the same. So in your non-dominant hand, use it in some daily tasks. So they said use it for brushing your teeth and eating with cutlery, and use the computer mouse on your other side. It's like maybe not for work because that will take so long to get there and your boss might get a bit angry. But anyway, if you've got time and you're just kind of browsing around on your computer, use your mouse on the left hand. And all these kind of daily tasks that you always do with your right hand and you never think about it, start doing them with your left hand. So I followed the advice and brushed my teeth with the left hand the other day. It was pretty weird. So it did actually work okay, but I had the feeling I was putting too much pressure on my teeth and I was a bit worried that I'm going to destroy them. So I'm definitely not going to do that one anymore. But the mouse is a good idea, I think, because I'm using the computer a lot, so I'm going to do that. Eating with cutlery, I hold the cutlery like a left-handed person, although I'm a right-handed person. So I think that would be a good idea to swap it, because it might, like, if I can actually handle that, like, I've been in social dinners before where, like, the cutlery is already on the table and I swap it around and it's weird and people are questioning that. So that would be a good skill to have. So I'll definitely practice on that. But then I also thought, apart from just those tiny little daily tasks, what else could I do to improve on that? And I thought speed puzzling, is not too different from playing the piano. Not that I knew how that worked. But also with piano and keyboard, I thought about touch typing. So I'm still from a generation that kind of just learned how to do touch typing. I don't know if people these days, like young people, still do that because everything happens on the phone. So you might be super good with your thumbs, but not with your other fingers. I don't know. But I found a game the other day, which is like a strategy game that is controlled by the keyboard, which is a touch typing keyboard game, which is also subsidized by the German Ministry of Digital Education. I don't know what, is really weird. Not sponsored, so I'm not going to show it, but that was quite a fun way, and I think there's others out there as well. Like, just the touch typing learning softwares are pretty boring, but if you can incorporate that in a game and gamify things, like everything's gamified these days, right? That would be really fun. And on top of touch typing, and I'm not going to start playing the piano, definitely not. Not going to manage that in 6 weeks, and my musical talent is non-existent. So there are some other exercises that I found that I'm going to do maybe once in the morning and once in the evening, or while I'm watching some YouTube videos or something on the side. And I want to share those ones with you because you can do them also to warm up your fingers just in front of the competition. Alright, the exercises start really easy. So you're making a fist and stretch, fist and stretch. Like, don't totally overstretch it until it hurts, but just kind of gently fist and stretch, fist and stretch, and fist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then similarly to the fist, you can then make a claw. Like claw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Claw, stretch, claw, stretch, claw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once you've done enough fist and stretch and claw and stretch, we'll then go to just shaking up the fingers a bit, going down to finger lifts. So put your fingers down like you would on a keyboard, piano or computer or otherwise, and then you start lifting your fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not good at this. Need to practice more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And don't do it really high until it hurts, like just gently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see I'm really not good at this. Let's do alternate fingers. So we're doing 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 5, 3, 1, 1, 3, 5, 2, 3. Oh God, I really can't do this. And then the last one, once you've a little bit of shaking, once you've done that, the hardest one of them all, you do 2 fingers down, 2 fingers up. So these 2 up, 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 and the other two. Up, 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 and let's try these two again. I really need to think so hard about this. And now let's do this up, and then these up, and these up, and these up. That's the hardest one I find, because my coordination is not great. I think if you're playing the piano, you would be so good at this. And you can really feel that it kind of, yeah, all the muscles in your arm as well. It's not just your fingers. And yeah, go slow on these. Do these maybe like, for me, like 5 minutes is more than enough, because like I'm not used to this at all. So I'm probably going to do 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes in the afternoon. And then that's it. Yeah, so and if you do those like once or twice a day, or like before you start puzzling or something, that should be quite good. And no matter what you do, what routine you're going to pick, or if you're going to pick anything, the consistency is key. So you want to start practicing your non-dominant hand, and also do that slow and start small, and then stay consistent with that. Like if you go nuts today, you're probably going to have a wrist that really hurts, and it will not help you anything. So whatever you do, don't overdo it. You don't want to injure yourself or get sore hand or like carpal tunnel syndrome or any of those things. No overuse stress syndromes of any kind, especially not before a major competition. So start small and stay consistent with that, so you can slowly build up on your hand. And on that note, one last thing I want to share with you is when you're doing your next puzzle, ask yourself in regular intervals, maybe put an alarm up or something, like every 5 minutes or every 10 minutes, ask yourself, what is my left hand doing right now? Or like your non-dominant, what is my non-dominant hand doing right now? Like, are you actually using it for puzzling, or are you just leaning on your arm and lazily and just kind of casually puzzling with one hand? I mean, casual puzzling is nice, low puzzle movement, yay, but speed puzzling is different. Speed puzzling, definitely both hands. So when you ask yourself, what is my hand doing right now? Create some awareness if you're actually using it, how often you're using it, and try to use it more and incorporate it more. And in that way, if you're improving your left hand, you should be able to improve your overall time in speed puzzling. And that is the goal for speed puzzling, being speedy and fast and win the competition. Nationals, 19th of July. Can't wait, and I hope it's going to go well, and I'll find a few more things that I can improve on until then. And I will see you then in the next video, and we'll see what I come up with. Okay, right, see you then, bye!